When I was 12 years old, my mom had just started trusting me enough to leave me home alone. By then, I was 12, living in a peaceful, typically safe small town. You know, the kind with quiet streets, big yards, friendly folks, and a charming village filled with shops and eateries. It's not the sort of place where you need to watch your back walking alone at night. It just feels secure, which is probably why my folks felt comfy leaving me on my own at such a young age. I'm still living with them in the same house today. It was the weekend and my folks were heading out, leaving me to fend for myself for the night. When we were younger, my grandparents used to look after my older sister and me. But with my sister not around for some reason, and me having a bit of independence by then, they figured I'd be fine on my own. My folks had us when they were pretty young, so they've always been the active type, often traveling or hitting the town with friends on weekends. Before they left, they gave me some cash for pizza, which felt like hitting the jackpot for a 12 or 13-year-old house to myself, all the video games I could handle, and pizza for dinner. I was hooked on this James Bond game called Nightfire, and I think I was on my third time playing it through on my PS2. After beating the game again, I called up our local pizza joint, Johnny's, which is no longer around but was a staple for us back then. I ordered a large pie, confident I could down 3 slices easily. Mom always reminded me to wrap the leftovers in tin foil for the fridge. While waiting for the pizza, I swapped out video games, and when the doorbell finally rang, I rushed down with the $20 my folks left. My mom had mentioned leaving a $4 tip, which was decent considering the pizza place was just 3 blocks away. The delivery guy was kind of scruffy looking, with a long, unkempt beard, glasses, and a black trucker's hat. As I handed him the 20 and asked for specific change, he handed me the pizza, and as he counted out the coins, he glanced up at me and then peered past me into the house, asking, "You alone here?" Let me tell you, that felt off. Remembering what my parents taught me about stranger danger, I blurted out they'd be home soon, a dumb response in hindsight. I should have said no, but hey, I panicked. He was obviously suspicious since no cars were in the driveway, and a kid was dealing with the delivery instead of an adult. After closing the door, I wolfed down probably 3 slices and then stashed the rest in the fridge. I went back upstairs to play another Bond game on my PS2 called Agent Under Fire, which I didn't like as much as Nightfire, but it was still fun. Hours of gaming later, around 11 o'clock, the doorbell rang again. Thinking it might be my folks, I dashed down and called out through the door, "Mom, Dad." Instead, an unfamiliar voice countered, asking to use the phone. "Who is this?" I inquired, but all they said was they needed a phone. I didn't dare peek through the window. Honestly, I was too spooked. Common sense screamed not to open the door, and as I decided against it, the guy banged on the door as I was halfway up the stairs, which are right in front of the door, pleading, "Wait, please, I need help." It was clear he saw me through the glass. I sprinted to my parents' room, the only place upstairs with a phone, and called my mom. She sounded like she had enjoyed a few glasses of wine until I explained what was happening. Her tone changed instantly, filled with concerned shouts. She grilled me with questions. Had I answered the man? Did I let on that I was home alone? Responding truthfully, I recounted the pizza delivery and how that guy seemed too curious whether I was by myself. As we talked, the doorbell rang twice more, ramping up my panic. My mom reassured me they were calling the police, telling me to lock myself in their room. Meanwhile, I could hear the gate to our backyard gently creaking open. Whispering back, I asked, horrified, "What if he tries getting in through the den window?" My mom's voice was all about staying calm and quiet as she updated me on the police's estimated time of arrival. Just when I was starting to calm down a notch, unmistakable footsteps echoed from downstairs, definite sounds of someone creeping around inside. Whispering frantically, I relayed this to my mom, who somehow shouted even louder into the phone for the police to hurry. She told me to dive under the bed, which, for a 12-year-old, was just about the most terrifying directive ever. The half-reassuring lock on my parents' bedroom door was all that made me feel even remotely safe. The footsteps loomed closer, moving up the stairs and shuffling down the hallway. For a moment there was silence, then the knob on our door jiggled, locked tight. After a few futile attempts and some light knocking, still no words from the other side. The intruder tried the knob again before his footsteps retreated down the hall and faded into the distance. I nearly cried out the entire time but kept dead silent, clutching the phone. Eventually, my mom announced the police had arrived but insisted I stay put until I heard them inside. They came without needing to force entry. The back door had been left ajar, and the rear sliding window wide open, clear signs of his break-in. After gathering downstairs with the police and my parents, who rushed back, I had to detail everything, including my suspicions about that pizza guy. The next night, my folks and I confronted the pizzeria's manager about their potentially sketchy employee. He denied any foul play on his workers' behalf and practically threw us out. Though we hung around, hoping to spot the delivery guy again, he never turned up, likely tipped off by his boss. My parents even considered legal action, but no lawyer found enough evidence to pursue it. In the aftermath, we never returned to that pizzeria, and it wasn't until much later that my parents felt okay leaving me alone again. Looking back, I'm pretty sure it was that pizza guy, or someone connected to him, who knew I was home alone that night.